2.1%.
Wow.
So knowing that, would you be willing to like lower your standards or what?
No.
I'm not lowering my standards for anybody. Point blank, period.
So that was a clip from a YouTuber called Man vs. Street. That's a video on Are Women's Dating Standards Delusional? We're going to take a look at the whole video. I wanted to get a start with that that clip because it was pretty out there. But thank you for stopping by. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube does unsubscribe people every single day. You can find me on Rumble and on Twitter. Now let's get into this Man vs. Street video here and see what they have to say.
Clinically proven which gender is more delusional using one simple test. The test asks a series of questions to see how many people in the population fit your ideal dating criteria. What's the minimum height?
5'9".
All right, I'm out.
5'10". 5'9".
Okay, I'm taking L's today. Damn. Minimum height.
6 feet.
Yeah, that's where they get you.
5'8". 5'8".
That's reasonable.
5'10".
6 foot.
5'6".
Wow. Nearly all these women have just eliminated me. They wouldn't date me, so.
At least 6.
What is the ideal height that you're looking for? Over 6 feet, right?
No preference.
I don't care.
5'3" to 5'4".
Okay.
Shorter than me.
What's your height?
6'1". I guess taller than 5 feet.
I'm not concerned about height.
Under 5'10". We'll get real picky here.
Yeah, so you go to 4 feet?
Yeah, it's great, man. We go lower than 4 feet.
No, we go If I meet a funny, beautiful woman who's, 4 feet tall, go for it.
Or just like a very funny, beautiful woman that's like 7'7".
Would you exclude?
Yeah, men don't care about height. Not really. You see here, any under 5'10", shorter than me. It was what one guy said. That's my point of view on it too. Shorter than me. I've dated women who are taller than me, but I don't like it. I'd rather have a woman who's shorter than me. Not even my height. I mean, I at least 1 inch shorter than me. And that's not really outside the realm of possibility. It is limiting the number of women I can date because I am short. But my wife is shorter than me. I meet women every day who are shorter than me.
7'7".
Would you exclude obesity?
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Nah.
No, I'm inclusive.
Yeah, except you wanted to be 6 feet tall. These women are saying, would you exclude obesity? But they don't know what obesity is, just like they don't know what the average wage is. We see these videos of women saying, oh yeah, the average man makes $150,000 a year. No, the average wage is like $45,000 in the United States. So.
Except if you're below 6 feet.
Oh, he totally called her out on it too.
Correct.
Exclude obese. Would you be willing to admit it on camera?
I would exclude. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What about if they're fat? Do you care if they're fat or not?
No.
You don't care?
I don't care. Like, I enjoy a little dad bod.
Yeah, and this is what she thinks a dad bod is. Right? These women, they don't have an idea of what a real man looks like. They don't have an idea of what a real man earns. They don't have an idea of, really, that they are delusional. They're talking the talk. Are they walking the walk? That's the thing. It's like, what do your boyfriends look like? Have any of them been obese ever? Well, no, I don't exclude obesity, but none of my boyfriends have been obese. Okay.
Would you exclude overweight and obese?
No.
Yes.
Would you exclude obese and overweight?
I'm going on record, but yes, I would.
Nah.
No?
What about overweight or obese? You
Yeah,
care?
no, I definitely give a fuck about being
No,
overweight.
okay.
I want like $100 or cheaper on the dinner bill, so yeah. Minimum income.
So, yeah, these guys are split 50-50, 3 yes, 3 no. But I think a lot of men are just like happy to have a woman in their life these days. It's so hard to get a woman who's even pleasant to be around, let alone looks good too. Yeah, I wouldn't date an obese woman. That's just not, no, I can't do it. You got to be smaller than me. I'm not going to date you if you're bigger than me. I don't want to date women who are bigger than me.
Minimum income. Like, let's say
60,000.
70K, $30,000. I don't think that matters to me. I really don't care about income. As a student myself, I don't have that much money right now.
I'm a broke college student, so I guess they can be broke as well.
I'm in college. I don't expect you to make a lot.
All right, he's on food stamps, so.
Like how these women are saying any, and where's this coming from? They're making any. It's coming from their youth. They're like, well, I'm in college. I'm going to date a college guy. I don't expect him to have a lot of money. These women are looking for men in their own age range. They're probably like, well, he can be like 2 or 3 years older than me. That means he's right out of college. He's just starting to make it, so he's probably not making that much yet.
I'm going to say at least 200.
200 grand?
Like 200.
Minimum, like 30. Maximum, as much money as possible.
That really doesn't matter.
No preference.
No minimum income.
What about minimum income? Do you care how much they make?
Not particularly concerned.
See, all these guys are no. Yeah, because men don't care. Men know, we know this in the United States, which is where this is filmed. A woman's money is her money, whereas a man's money is also the woman's money. So there's nothing that we can do about it. It's like we have to accept that you're going to earn whatever it is you earn, and we have to be okay with that because we're the provider.
Concerned with income?
All right, what do you think you scored?
I don't know. This is a percentage of how many people are...
Percentage of the population in that age range fits this.
It's got to be like 60.
You think it's 60?
There have to be a lot of people in that, right?
We just said age range. So there is an age range on here, and I don't know what her age range is. I think that she said that she wanted a man who makes, what did she say?
$30,000.
That's not very much, but when I was in college, I was making about $10,000 at the most. At the most. That was a while ago, so maybe double that. So $20,000. That's still higher than what the average college student is going to be making, probably.
I don't know.
What if I told you it's actually 16%?
16?
16.
That's very small.
Whoa, 6.4%. Okay. 4.1. So it says you're an aspiring cat lady.
Oh no.
Yeah. Buy stock in cat food, because that's what's going to be happening in the next 20 years. These women are all going to be like, I need cats. I need some sort of companionship. They're all going to be buying pets. This woman qualifies for 4.1% of the population, or 4.1% of the population qualifies to her. And we saw this before in that TED Talk, that woman who had all those criteria, but then when she got older, she realized that it was stupid.
In terms of what I want for a guy, well, when I was young, I created a long list of all the things that I wanted in my future husband. And there was all sorts of personal qualities and physical attributes and just general skills or possessions that I thought would be useful.
I barely did any filters though. Oh.
So it says you're an aspiring cat lady. What do you think it is? Take a guess.
Like 2%.
Yeah, 2.1%.
Wow.
So knowing that, would you be willing to like lower your standards or what?
No, I'm not lowering my standards for anybody. Point blank, period.
Would you say?
So there you go. These women will refuse to lower their standards for anyone, period. I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to find a man unless you change your standards. But the thing is they do point this out later, I think, in here, that they say this doesn't have anything to do with personality. The test doesn't show anything about personality. But that woman is not going to lower her standards, point blank, period. Really? Entitled much?
Say that you would lower your standards now that you know it's only 60% of the population?
No, I don't think I would.
Guess what it is?
Like 2%?
Much lower.
0.5.
It's 0.28%. Oh my gosh.
12% of people in your age group.
0.28%. 0.28%. He just said it's 12% of the people in your age group. So they're looking, I guess they do have an age group, and these are like college age women. Most of them said they were college age. It probably comes down mostly to the height and the income level. They probably want a guy who's 6 feet tall. That's already, okay, you're looking at 15% of the population. So they're probably saying something like 5'10" or taller. That's, like 35% of the population or less. And then they want a certain amount of income. In that age range, between the age of like 20 and 25, a lot of guys are not going to be making $60,000 a year.
Have all those qualities.
That's not good odds.
32%. Oh my gosh. 23%. It means you're down to earth. So you are down to earth, according to, you can see it says down to earth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You can be 30 years
Oh
old
my
and make
goodness.
Did you hear what she said? She tried to justify her high income requirements by saying that there are 30-year-olds who make $200,000.
You can be 30 years old and make goodness.
Yes, it's true, there are, but they're the minority. Here we go. We have the data on how many millionaires there are in the United States, and how many of them are under 30? 1.79 million of the 22 million millionaires in the U.S. are under 30. But you look at the stats here, 2/3, it says right here, 2/3 plus another 23% are 50 or over. So that's 90% of the millionaires are 50 years old or older in the United States. I'm not 50 years old and I'm not a millionaire. So I would definitely fall into the majority, just like all of you out there listening to this.
Take a guess at what percentage of men fit this criteria? 2%? Much lower. It's 0.049%.
All right, is this going on the TV?
Is this going on the TV?
Maybe like almost half, like 50-ish.
It's actually 14%.
Oh, I'm so happy for myself.
Do you think you need to raise your standards or lower them even further?
I probably need to lower my standards, but I don't think I will.
What percentage of the population do you think would fit your standards?
20.
You got 39.2%. So what do you think about that?
Those are some pretty basic questions.
What's missing from the test? Like what else would you add on to there?
Personality.
What kind of personality?
Not a shitty person.
Surprising that the pink-haired woman here, she had the biggest percentage of the population, and then she's like, I'm more interested in personality anyway. And this is true. I mean, you can like get a woman to change her standards by talking to her.
Not a shitty person. Okay. And what's the number one for their guy?
38% of the population.
38? Okay, that's insane.
13%.
13%. Okay, that's not bad. It's lower than what I expected.
21%.
21%?
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
You think you scored higher or lower than you expected?
That seems about right.
Would you be willing to change your criteria now that you found out it's a little bit lower?
Well, I guess I would.
73% of people, dude. 95%, brother. Oh, only 30%, dude.
Really?
I'm wondering if that's probably about the overweight, obese thing.
The results for the woman average was 13.54%. Very, very low percentage rate. Right? They're looking at less than 15% of the population is going to qualify for these women on average. This is why women are single in the West, and men are going abroad to find women. Whereas the men here, They were at 45%. I mean, that's like half the population of women qualifies for these men. That's great.
I'm wondering if that's probably about the overweight, obese thing.
Probably,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. Like, just being a decent human being, I think, is really what everyone's looking for. And, like, if you're overweight, that might imply that you're not, and that sounds fucking horrible, but it just would imply, like, maybe you can't take care of yourself.
What do you think the guy...
Okay, so I want to say something about this. If you're obese, most likely it is because you're addicted to food. I mean, the odds are you're addicted to food. And what is addiction? Addiction is an obsession with something you don't need. So you're obsessing about the number of calories that you get above and beyond the number that you need. Now, there's a little bit of a gray area there when it comes to pain. Like, do you need pain pills? No, but I mean, that's the best definition I've ever come up with, I've ever seen anybody come up with about addiction, or for what addiction is. So since you can become addicted to anything, like, right, you can just become obsessed about anything and want to get that thing all of the time. The one thing, though, from our ancestry, the one thing we could definitely point to throughout the entirety of human history is you're getting more food than you need. You're not an asset to our tribe. What's going on here? That's a negative. So it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological negative. It's just deeply ingrained. It's evolved in us, right? Because you could say that proto-humans had the same issue. They're like, well, this one is fatter than the other ones. This one's not as productive. This one's taking more than their fair share. This one is obsessing about something that we all need and then taking more than their fair share, et cetera, all these different things. So obesity is a real problem in the United States when you have this country of abundance. We have so much food. It's so easy. I live within walking distance of a grocery store. I can go in there and I have enough food to feed me by myself for the rest of my life, if that food would stay fresh, of course. But yeah, that's insane amounts of food that we have. And it's becoming this way all over the world, right? Most of the places in the world, like, starvation is not a problem anymore. Anyway, back to the video.
Guys have scored that we've asked around here.
Higher than I guess my initial assumption would be. I would say maybe around like 10%. Or am I very wrong? Is it like 50?
46% is what the guy scored.
You know, I was trying to give the guys the benefit of the doubt, but I guess my assumptions are correct.
Well, man, we live in a patriarchy, and women get to choose, and that's
We live in a patriarchy, but women get to choose. That makes a lot of sense, dude. Seriously. You've been really indoctrinated.
kind of how it works in the dating society. And women
we live in a patriarchy and the women get to choose?
They
Interesting.
Do.
That's
well, you know, they're vulnerable members of society.
Yeah.
And so they do get to be picky because, you know, you don't want to pick, like, the next Ted Bundy. Like, it does make sense.
Yeah.
So who has more basically delusional dating standards, men or women?
I think women, because they want, like, 100% perfect guy. Like, you want a guy who's feminist, but also pays for all the food and stuff, so.
Based.
My experience with women, they just want to, like, know that, like, you treat your sisters and your mother okay, and that, like, you're not going to be a douchebag, and you're not going to fuck them and never call them again.
Yeah, women don't have sex with men and then not want to have anything to do with them again. Yeah, I've never had that experience in my life. Okay. Let me see. I want to see if I can find that test. I looked down below the video. I did not see a link to that test. So it's not, they're not sharing that with us, but I will link this video in the comments. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate everybody making it this far into the video, and I will see you in the next one.